today we are going to be having a look at the Phantom Flame special. I hope you enjoy it, everyone, and let's get into it. Our music is brought to you by our music is for tonight's swing beats. Los Soria. Los Sereno. So let's get into it. I hope you enjoyed this live stream, this community hangout, and if you have anything you want to talk about, anything you want to discuss involving the Phantom, I will be able to give my opinion on it, and if you want to, you can comment down below. But for now, let's have a look at this comic. Rightio. Our cover art for this week is done by Clayton Barton. He's amazing. He did he did like the he did he did a cover for the Phantom replica series, and they were amazing. They got published I think 9 times in that series, and it is amazing when he does his covers, and it's also amazing this story that we're going to have a look at, which is called Flame. It is issue number 1920, has 60 pages of absolutely awesomeness, and it is called Flame. The writer for this story is Georges Bess. The writer for this story is Norman Walker, and the art is supplied by Georges Bess. So enjoy. So how does this story start off? Well, the Phantom. How does this story start off? Well, Lamando Luaga, he's doing some political assignments right now, and he's feeling a lot of stress happening in his lifetime because he's feeling like he has to do all these things by a certain date and a certain time, and he's just feeling overwhelmed, and he feels like he needs like a vacation, and that vacation is got something to do with seeing the Phantom. Now he goes to the Jungle Patrol and he gets a helicopter to go see the Phantom. Now, you know, with all the Phantom stories, and some of the Phantom stories, they involve the Jungle Patrol and Lamanda Luaga, you know, because the Jungle Patrol are literally sending in the president of their state. So how is the Jungle Patrol supposed to take this? Are they supposed to take this and say, oh, he wants to go somewhere? Oh, we just leave him in the jungle. Oh, how's that going to react to everyone else knowing about that? But the Phantom meets him, as he usually does, and what happens? Goes to Kilauea, the good old beach, the beach that's made out of gold. Yes, I just said that. He goes in there and he finds a pirate coin. And where does that lead us to? That night in the Skull Cave, they talk about this story that involves the ninth Phantom. Now, how does this story react to what we're going to get up to? It's a pirate story. Yep, it's a pirate story, people. And it starts off with the Phantom. It starts off with pirates coming aboard this beach and getting what you'd call slaves to do their work at our island. And what does the Phantom think of this? Yeah, he doesn't really like it. He's not one of those people that likes to do things with slaves. He's not one of those people that likes hearing about those things. So he goes to the village, and the village is let me get this right. The village is Longo. Lolongo? Lolongo. Yeah, the village is that. And what happens is that the Phantom then has to go to Morristown, which is, if you're new to the Phantom and you do not know what Morrison Town is, it's basically right now in this fictional world, it's basically the capital of Bengala. And Bengala, in the early stages of the Phantom, now that we're just taking a seat back here, in the early stages of the Phantom being created by Lee Falk, Bengala was supposed to be, there has been mentions of like Bengala being somewhere near India, and then Lee Falk decided to change it and try and put it in a context that is having stuff to do with Africa, because it has lions in it for one, and it has all these African creatures in it. They didn't come in until, like, the creatures to do with Enden, the island of Enden, didn't come in until probably when Seymour Barry's era was doing it. And there's lots of things that you could say about the Phantom, and how I always like to say with these types of stories and the Phantom in general is that the Phantom usually has a few different. He usually has some like cliches on how you try and get a story moving. And one of those stories and one of those cliches is to do with pirates. Now, pirates and the Phantom, they just match up very cohesively, and they just match up like glue. Like they just match up like when you have your knee going on a knee, and it's, yeah, they just match up like PVA glue or going on a piece of wood and all that sort of stuff. Um, and so the Phantom aboards a ship going to Jamaica. He meets a guy called Dan Solms. I'm pretty sure he meets a guy called Dan Stockwell, who is the runner of an inn, and he's also a runner. He's basically the inn, and he owns the inn, and he's showing the Phantom his room. Then he hears about this plot to try and overthrow the current dictatorship person called Orson, and we're going to get into that. Orson is then also known by his main ways, and the Phantom and his merry fellowship of people are going to try and dissolve a plan to stop this and stop the slaves, stop people from Bengala, the home of the Phantom, stop them in the jungles of Bengala going to this place. When in general, you, it's un, it's like it's unlike it's unlike us back in. It's unlike humans to actually be meaner to other humans. It's just, yeah. So the Phantom, he needs to stop this from happening, and the way he's going to do that is that he then finds out that there's a person using his name. So there's a suspiciously person called the Phantom, already called the Phantom, and she's, oh, what? Did I just spoil it? No, no, no. I didn't spoil it, but no. Well, so there's a person called the Phantom, and the Phantom is on the island. He rescues her. Yes, it's a female. He rescues her and takes her aboard a ship. Now, what happens on that ship is the Phantom then realizes, oh, wait, hang on a sec. This Phantom, this person that's trying to take my name, is actually a lady, and that lady has a very good reason for acting and using the name of the Phantom because she basically wants the same thing to happen as the Phantom does. They have sort of the same mindset and they have the same ideologies, and they just want things to go back to normal. And how she found out about the Phantom was through a person who used to be in a tribe in Bengala that told her stories. Now, who is the Phantom and who is this person trying to beat? She is Mrs. She's Miss. She's Miss Stanbury. Her name goes by the Flame, just like Flame, because of her red or orange hair. That's why, and that's why the story is called Flame, because most of the story, I would say, reflects about how the Phantom and Flame work cohesively together to try and get this dictator, you'd say he's a dictator, out of, well, power of the island and out of trying to get people from other countries and other places to come and do his work for him. And yeah, and so the Phantom, he wants to have dinner with her. And then when the and then when Orson finds out, oh, the flame is gone, he gets very angry. But also, hold up a second. There's an observer try. There's an observer, a secret identity, trying to get information from the Phantom and from the Flame. Who is this person? Who is this person trying to dismantle their inner plans to try and break this situation open? It's one of the people that is trusted by the Phantom and Clegg. Now we go on, and the Phantom hears of a note that Miss Stanbury has. Yeah, Miss Stanbury's left the island, she's left the ship. Oh, yeah. So the Phantom hears about that. They go to the island. They basically find Miss Stanbury. They organize a trio of people. They fall off a cliff. Yes, I'm just saying that they fall off a cliff. They get on back onto the ship. Dudley explains that in further publisher notes. That's why that is still there. And there's also why that there's no PG signing thing on the front of the cover. They also talk about that a couple of years ago. How I think Dudley said a couple of years ago to do with, I think it might have been to do with the Red Dragon pirate saga. He said along these lines that people should be mature enough to read them and not get. Yeah. And so the Phantom, he tries and he dissolves a plan that surrounds this carnival. They take the fortress. They've taken the fortress. They've tied everyone up. It's all about to go down at the fortress, and then the Phantom battles hard. He battles ferociously with the governor, and in all of that happening, the governor is, well, taken abroad, and the Phantom wins. And what happens after that is that the Phantom and Flame, Miss Stanbury, marry at the Skull Cave. How good is that ending? It was such a good story. It's one of the best stories that I've read this year, and congratulations to Frew Publications. Now we have a sequel to that, and it's called The Welcome Abroad. Welcome Aboard. And it starts off as the old-fashioned ways. It is a pirate. Who is this pirate? He's taken a ship and all its glories. The Phantom and the Flame are on his track. The Phantom and Flame win. The Phantom and Flame basically destroy his ship, and it all goes back to smooth sailings and happy endings. That rhymed. How did that rhyme? And they sail off into the sunset. Good stuff. And also that the artwork for this story, also the artwork for the sequel, has been done by the magnificent artistic nature of Wendell Cavalcanti. Good stuff. He's supposed to have a new story out soon. To do with Julie? Yeah, to do with Julie. Hope it's going to be good. So, meanwhile, at the Jungle Patrol HQ, be like the Colonel and subscribe to the Phantom. Only $198 per year. And you can subscribe online www.phantomcomic.com.au. Special offer to all new subscribers. Get the Phantom Messenger bag now, only $50, including postage. And then we have the forum. Letters, comments, social media, emails, the forum. You can get it all at the forum. I actually read these. They're quite interesting sometimes. And then there's just people commenting on things that concern them, basically. And then we have the Phantom Generations trading card set. You can get the whole trading card set for $40 in plus postage. You can order that from the same website, www.phantomcomic.com.au. And our last ad, The Phantom and the Ghost and the Monster, is now available at Frew Publications. You can get that for $34.95 plus postage. It's a graphic novel. It's a graphic novel not to miss. Get that at www.phantomcomic.com.au. I still don't have it. I don't know what's wrong with me. And we have this back cover, as you can see. I hope you enjoyed tonight's live stream. I hope you enjoyed tonight's community hangout with your host, PhantomCave. And if you would like more content like this for the Phantom fans, for every fan, you can subscribe to the PhantomCave Reviews YouTube channel, where I comment on everything about the Phantom. I try to do that as more often as I can. And as always, keep Phantom Caving, and I will see you next time on this YouTube channel.